and these are going to be the characters. Say this is a monster,
Okay.
and this is like the tooth fairy. And the audience here is going to be the guest.
Okay.
And I'm going to stand here, and I'm going to pretend on my virtual keyboard in another room, this is the wall,
Okay.
that, and we're going to kind of do a little sketch. So,
Okay.
So first we're going to have the monster move, and he's going to get closer and closer to the tooth fairy. The tooth fairy is going to run away, and I'm going to have the tooth fairy bash the monster's head. So you got to bash it really hard, yeah, and the monster's going to die.
Wow.
So, yeah, so that.
Look what you made me do. This is very violent.
Yeah. Well, it can also
This is
be
an all
made to
ages show.
other games, yeah.
Oh. But okay, I see what you're saying. So if I wanted to make this game, and I have this sketch, right? I have this sketch, and I have a team of people ready to make this game. What do I give those people?
Okay. So before we actually do that, we'd finish off our process, which is to actually get your feedback, see what the game was going to be like, and what changes could we make to the existing sketch.
So if I wanted, instead of a monster, I wanted a legion of demons.
Yeah. We could
100 demons.
Yeah, we would add in that legion of demons.
Okay.
And then
cool.
the next day or so, we would bring you in and see if you
Alright.
like the game with the new legion of demons.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we do this iteratively, and then we would take the video of the sessions and we would give it to your team.
Cool. So talk to me about the progress that you've made since you started this idea. Sounds great.
We started the semester by sketching 2 pre-existing games. A lot of this was to build the tools and to kind of practice our improv skills. We actually were practicing every day. We do daily improv sessions to just kind of hone our skills and to get used to, coming up with something on the fly.
Cool.
And recently we've been kind of reflecting, and also we have actually we have a demo of one of our works.
Yeah, see it.
So this is Beyond Good and Evil, one of the games we sketched, and this is kind of an example of the art style that we chose.
So this is a story. This is an animatic.
Yeah, that first part was an animatic.
Okay. So that's supposed to represent a cutscene in the game.
Yeah, we're stealing concepts from other forms of media.
Okay.
And this is the interactive portion. Everything you see here is controlled by a puppeteer in another room.
You and the rest of your team are controlling
except
how
the
the
main player.
monsters move. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. Have you learned a lot so far in this process?
So what we learned so far is puppeteering definitely works. We've had game designers come to us and say that they can't tell the difference between what is controlled by the computer and what is controlled by puppeteer in the next room. So that's been very good for us.
But you have to practice a lot though?
Yeah. Well, this is a live thing, so live practice.
Okay.
So what we have to do is rehearse for a day or so to make sure that we get everything right. We can't. We have to make sure that we lock down features so we don't stumble during our actual presentation.
Okay. So can you tell the audience what you're working on now?
Yeah. So currently we're working on a game sketch with People's Republic of Animation. Their award-winning animation studio here in Adelaide.
Awesome. Cool. And you're still working with them?
Yeah, we have a 3-week cycle dedicated to them, and then we have 1 week left. So
okay.
We're working on trying to make sure that their game is what they want.
And once you're done with this client, what next?
We're actually free to sketch anyone else's idea, even yours out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So me or any game developers out there, anyone who wants to try out a game concept in academia.
So yeah, look us up. It's www.gamesketching.com.
Cool.
So yeah.
Awesome. So your team made this entirely by yourself. This is your concept, or?
No, actually, this is a concept spawned by advisor John Cannon.
Okay.
And also the rest of our team, Gina, Tony, and Josh have also contributed to this project.
Cool.
Yeah, and we also like to thank People's Republic for being our first client.
Any message for the Australian people out there?
Yeah, Australia's wonderful. It's awesome.
Well, thank you very much, Michael, and I hope to see more sketches in the future from your group.
Well, thank you.
Yep. Thanks a lot. We'll take your questions now.
questions out there?
Do you understand the concept? Yeah.
What do you see as your biggest hurdle right now? What's your biggest fear, your biggest hurdle going on now that we're halfway through? What do you see as biggest stepping stones and hurdles?
Well, I think the thing that we've run up against again and again is weighing the need to add features for a particular kind of game, because every game has a slightly different need of what it's trying to mock up. So it's programming the features versus allowing ourselves enough time to rehearse and puppeteer, and really figuring out what can be faked. We're always trying to figure out what, so there's just a lot of thinking. So it's easy to try to build things for what you know and approach problems with the way you're always used to solving them. So I think that the biggest thing is just both thinking, spending plenty of time to think, and also leaving plenty of time to rehearse. I think those are the huge hurdles, I think, for game sketching.
I have a quick question. So you've been spending a lot of time building a tool. Are you starting to get a sense that the folks you're hoping to design this tool for have an interest or an appreciation or a desire to have such a tool? Or is it more of an abstract intellectual concept?
Well, our goal is to continue to be a service organization. So really the tool, just like any tool, needs to be used by an expert. So we're looking at, in the long term, maybe training experts in future iterations of game sketching. But in the meantime, we're going to be the primary experts on using it, and then game developers would come to us in order to actually sketch a game.
To answer, I think what I heard your question was, is that we haven't spent a lot of time reaching out yet, but now is the time, and that's why we're interested in going to some conferences and trying to expose this idea to more Australian game developers. So that's our next step.
Yeah, we're striking a balance between making a tool. We can spend a long time doing that in our laboratory and all that. But we also want to help the industry now, make a difference now, which is balance.
A question here.
So I know you guys actually plan to not ever finish the graphics, but would you say that at a certain point, even just demonstrating this to people, like, I mean, I think it might be a fact of the industry that, there's a little bit of flash, and a little bit of smoke and mirrors. So are you guys thinking for, because I think now, like, the first couple stages were technology-based, like, are you guys planning to make it more graphically flashy, even just as like a demo, or what's your next stage, I guess?
Our goal is actually to go the other way around, is to, kind of like manga. Manga's kind of a simplified version of comics. There's no, color or anything. We're trying to establish a style that communicates exactly what we want to communicate, but isn't so stylized as to attract enough attention from the game designer. We don't want them to criticize on the art. We want them to criticize on the productivity.
So, but we have been working on a generic demo. If that's kind of your question. We've been working on a generic demo that we can show to anybody where they will hopefully not focus on the content as much as what it's performing.